Healing from narcissistic abuse isn't a linear journey. It's a transformative process. It's a transformative experience. And I know because I lived it. I know because I experienced it. I remember the moment I finally left. I remember the moment I finally walked away, heart shattered, so numb, questioning everything I thought I knew about love, about trust, and even about myself. And if you're watching this, maybe you are in that place right now, or maybe you've left, but the echoes of the abuse still linger on in your memory. The echoes of the abuse still follow you in your thoughts. They still follow you in your relationships. They still follow you in your dreams. Yes, the echoes of the abuse don't leave that easily. They don't leave that fast. And in this video, I want to gently walk you through the 7 stages of healing from narcissistic abuse. Whether you're still trying to break free or you already walked away, I hope this serves as a roadmap, a compassionate guide back to your true self. Having said that, let me quickly introduce myself. My name is Iyabo Oyawale, and by the grace of the Almighty, I'm a narcissistic abuse survivor. And on this channel, I share biblical wisdom for dealing with the scourge, the pain, and the mess of narcissistic abuse. And if you're serious about healing from narcissistic abuse, you're going to hit the subscribe button right away in order for you to become a member of this strong and supportive community where we hold hands virtually in our fight against narcissistic abuse. Thank you if you just did that. And so quickly, let's run through the stages, the 7 stages. The first stage is the awakening. This is the moment the fog begins to lift. The confusion begins to clear. You begin to have some sort of clarity. You start to question the reality you've been living in. It may be the fact that you stumbled on a video. It may also be the fact that you read an article like I did, or it may be that someone says something that clicks and suddenly you realize it wasn't you, it was them. But this stage isn't peaceful at all. This is not a peaceful stage. It is a stage that is full of confusion. It is a stage that is full of denial. It is a stage that is full of grief. You might still be in the relationship holding on to hope, or you've left but can't shake the guilt away. This is where the cognitive dissonance is strongest. You see glimpses of truth, but the manipulative programming from the narcissist keeps pulling you back, keeps pulling you back. Be gentle with yourself here. Awareness is the first light breaking through a long, long night. And so be patient with yourself at this stage. It will get better with time. Having said that, let me quickly tell you that boundaries are powerful in protecting your peace and your power in a narcissistic setup. But not everyone knows how to do boundaries right. So this June 21st, 2025 at 12 p.m. WAT, I'm having a birthday masterclass. I'm a June baby. Ooh. And in this masterclass, I'm going to teach you how to do boundaries right. The title of the class is 5 Common Mistakes Survivors Make When Setting Boundaries with a Narcissist. And you can register for a seat by going to iyaboyale.com/masterclass. Seats are limited, and so quickly take up a seat right away. iyaboyale.com/masterclass and learn how to do boundaries right. And so what is the second stage of healing from narcissistic abuse? The second stage is called the collapse. The collapse. And once the truth settles in, the emotional dam breaks. And this is the stage of emotional collapse where you experience anxiety, you experience depression, You experience panic attacks. You experience obsessive thoughts, intrusive thoughts. And this is a period when you might isolate yourself and you might cry without warning. I cried severally without warning. You might doubt your worth at this stage too, and it feels like everything is falling apart because it is. You might feel helpless, worthless, and hopeless all at the same time. And so you might feel like everything is falling apart. Truly, it is falling apart, but it's also the beginning of a rebuild. You are shedding the lies that were woven into your identity. You are shedding the lies that were woven into your personality, and that hurts. But it's also sacred. You're grieving not just the relationship, you're grieving the parts of yourself that were ignored, the parts of yourself that were silenced, the parts of yourself that were shamed. And so the grief is just unbearable at this stage. But then it leads to this third stage, which is the no contact struggle or gray rocking. The no contact struggle or gray rocking. This is where boundaries are born and tested. You either go no contact fully, or you can't go no contact fully due to co-parenting or family ties. But you still learn the gray rock method, which is becoming emotionally unresponsive and detached. And so basically, you're either going fully no contact or low contact. But the narcissist doesn't let go easily. Hoovering begins, guilt trips set in. There is love bombing at this stage. There are smear campaigns at this stage. They will try everything to regain control. This stage is brutal, I tell you. And you may break no contact several times. That doesn't make you weak. It makes you human. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is progress. And so know this for a fact. Even when you break no contact, don't be too hard on yourself. Just know that you're prone to errors as a human being, and you're doing your very best in the circumstances in which you find yourself. And that leads us to the fourth stage of the healing process from narcissistic abuse. And it is the stage of the identity crisis. It is the stage of the identity crisis. Now that the narcissist is no longer defining your reality, the question becomes, who am I? You might realize your entire personality was shaped around survival. You might realize your entire personality was shaped around people pleasing. You might realize your entire personality was shaped around walking on eggshells, minimizing your needs. This stage is like standing in front of a mirror and not recognizing the person staring back. You lose yourself. You can no longer recognize who you are. But it's also an opportunity for you to rebuild from the inside out. You get to choose who you want to be. It's like renaming yourself all over again. It's like having a naming ceremony for yourself as an adult. And you get to choose who you want to be. Before I go to the fifth stage of the healing process, let me quickly tell you about my birthday masterclass happening on June 21st, 2025. The topic of discussion is 5 common mistakes survivors make when setting boundaries with narcissists. And it's going to be a class that is full of power and healing from above. But you got to register for a seat because seats are limited, and you can get a seat by going to iyaboyawale.com/masterclass. Just go to iyaboyawale.com/masterclass to register. So what is the fifth stage of the healing process? It is when the inner child awakens. That is when the inner child awakens. Now, as the dust settles, deeper wounds emerge, often from your childhood, often from your past. And you realize the narcissist didn't create your wounds. Rather, the narcissist exploited your wounds. Maybe you had a narcissistic parent. Maybe you learned as a child that love equals pain. Whatever it is, in this stage, inner child work becomes essential. You have to begin reparenting yourself as an adult. I had to do that because I realized there were stages of my life when my parents failed me. And so I had to reparent myself. And you learn to self-soothe. You learn to soothe yourself, S-O-O-T-H-E. You start affirming yourself the way no one else ever did. This is the beginning of emotional sovereignty, where you learn to meet your own needs and rebuild your sense of safety from within you. It's a powerful stage, I tell you. And the sixth stage is a rise of self-compassion. That is when you start to soften toward yourself. You start to soften toward your story. You no longer hold yourself too tightly. You begin to soften toward yourself, S-O-F-T-E-N. You no longer feel broken at this stage. You start to see yourself as brave, as strong, as courageous. You begin celebrating small wins like saying no without guilt or trusting your instincts. You begin to celebrate whatever small wins you can attain. And you stop needing to be perfect to be worthy at this stage. And for the first time in a long time, you begin to feel peace. Not because your life is perfect, but because you're learning to hold yourself with kindness. You're learning to hold yourself with compassion. You're learning to be patient with yourself as you learn the ropes back to your true self. And the last but not the least stage is the rebirth and purpose stage. Rebirth and purpose stage. And this is the stage I am still working through, or maybe always will be. You begin to turn your pain into purpose like I do on this channel. I'm turning my pain into purpose by helping other people going through a similar situation. And at this stage, maybe you share your story, maybe you help others, or maybe you simply live your truth out loud, unapologetically. This is where you reclaim your power. This is where you reclaim your energy. This is where you reclaim your life. This is where you reclaim your light. This is where you reclaim your joy. This is where you reclaim your voice. This is where you become your truest self, your most authentic self. You no longer identify as a victim, but as a survivor, and more importantly, as a creator of your life. You understand that healing isn't about going back to who you were. It's about becoming someone new. It's about becoming someone wiser. It's about becoming someone more grounded. It's about becoming someone more compassionate. It's about becoming someone who is whole. W-H-O-L-E. You begin to live life like your creator intended you to. You begin to live a meaningful and purposeful life. And this is the stage where I am presently. I've gone through all the other stages. There were ugly moments, I won't lie about that. And I'll link to some related videos in the description, so check them out. They each talk about the journey back to yourself. And so in closing, I'd like to say that if you're somewhere in these stages right now, I want you to know this. You are not crazy. You are not weak. And you are not alone. You got the support of God, and you got the support of this community. And healing from narcissistic abuse is a sacred one. One that no one chooses, but one that can lead to the deepest kind of transformation. If this video spoke to you, please comment below and share where you are in your healing journey. Let's hold space for one another. Let's hold space for one another. And I would like you to subscribe for more support and healing content. And never forget, you, yes, you watching me, are worthy of a life full of peace, a life full of love, and a life full of truth. And I'm rooting for you, seriously, from over here. And so if you are not yet subscribed to this channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications to be notified when you go live. And like this video, because when you do, you are telling YouTube the kind of content to suggest to you. And also share this video. I know you guys have been sharing, but like an Oliver Twist, I can only ask for more shares. Please go ahead and share this video with someone who needs this truth. Thank you so much for watching this video. It means a lot that you took our time to watch this. You could have been doing any other thing, but you decided to watch this video, and it means a lot. And so I'll see you in my next video. Do stick around.